Look, if you're being harassed or even doxxed on X, which you probably still know as Twitter, it can feel like you're completely alone and overwhelmed. But I want you to know, you are not powerless. This explainer is your legal guide, a really clear, actionable plan to help you understand your rights and, most importantly, how to take back control.
It's a horrible feeling, right? To feel targeted like that, to have your privacy violated. It's deeply distressing and isolating. You might feel totally powerless, but I promise you, you're not. There is a legal path forward, and just understanding what that path is, well, that's the first step toward getting your safety and your peace of mind back.
So first, let's be really clear about what we're often dealing with. A particularly nasty form of this is something called doxing. Now, that's just the act of someone collecting and publishing your private information to cause you harm. And what's absolutely crucial to understand here is that even if some of that info is out there publicly, the act of gathering it all together and weaponizing it against you, that is a serious privacy violation, and it's a form of harassment that the law absolutely recognizes.
To get you to a safer place, we've broken the whole process down into 6 clear steps. We're going to start with the most important thing you have to do right now. Then we'll move into building your case, unmasking those anonymous harassers, looking at your legal options, and finally, taking back control.
Okay, let's dive right in with the single most critical thing you can do to protect yourself. And I'm not just talking emotionally, I mean legally.
I know it goes against every single instinct you have to defend yourself, but the golden rule is simple. Do not engage. Seriously, no replies, no quote tweets, no direct messages, no interaction of any kind. This is, without a doubt, the most important step you can take.
So why is ignoring them so powerful? Well, it all comes down to a crucial legal distinction. You see, if you reply, a court might look at the whole thing and say, this looks like a public debate. But if you stay silent, the story becomes crystal clear. You are not a participant in a debate. You are the target of harassment. That one choice makes your legal position so much stronger.
Yeah, try to see it from a judge's perspective for a second. Courts really don't want to get in the middle of what they might see as a legitimate, even if it's a really heated, public argument. By refusing to engage, you just remove all of that doubt. You're not arguing, you are being attacked, and that makes the path to getting legal help much, much clearer.
Okay, so you've done the hardest part. You haven't engaged. That's fantastic. Now we move on to the next phase, which is turning all those awful, harassing posts into the solid proof we're going to need for your case.
Gathering evidence really has 2 parts. First, you've got to document everything. I mean, the full picture of the harassment to show the pattern and the real impact it's having on you. Second, and this is so important, you need to connect each specific harassing post to the individual account that sent it. This creates a really clear, undeniable chain of evidence.
But what happens when those accounts are anonymous? You know, the trolls hiding behind blank profiles. This is one of the scariest parts of online harassment. But here's the good news. It's a problem with a legal solution.
This is where the law gives us a really powerful tool to, pull back the curtain. Using the evidence you've gathered, we go to the court and ask for something called a disclosure order. Basically, it's a legal command that a judge issues directly to X, the court forces them to cooperate, and they have to provide the identifying information they have for that anonymous user.
So, once the harasser is identified, once we have a name, you've got options. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. The right move really depends on the nature and the urgency of the threat you're facing.
We basically have 2 main paths. The first is what's called a letter before action. It's a formal legal notice we send to the harasser, and honestly, a lot of the time, that's enough to make them stop. But if the threat is immediate, like if they're threatening to release your private information right now, we don't give them a warning. We go straight to court for an urgent injunction to stop them in their tracks.
So let's talk about that ultimate form of protection, the court injunction. This is the legal tool that can force the harassment to stop, for good.
To put it simply, an injunction is an official order from a judge. It makes any more harassment completely illegal and punishable by law. It's a really powerful and effective way to get your safety back.
So how do we actually get one? Well, this is where all our earlier steps come together and pay off. We go to the court with 2 simple things. First, your documented evidence which proves that the harassment is real and it's happening. And second, the identity we got through that disclosure order which proves who is doing it. With those 2 things, we meet the court's requirements.
You know, following all these steps isn't really just about legal procedure. It's about something much more fundamental. It's about taking back your power and your right to feel safe.
I really want you to remember this. You have the right to be safe online, period. The law is on your side. What you are going through is wrong, and you have every single right to use the legal system to make it stop.
This whole journey, from feeling like a victim to reclaiming your safety, it all starts with just one single step. And I know it can feel huge, like a mountain to climb, but you absolutely do not have to walk this path alone.
If you're ready to take that first step, we are here to guide you through the entire process.